Hello everyone, one done, 5 more to go. So in this video we are going to give you a very quick feedback of the overall FR paper Jan 26 which has gone by, but focus more of our energy on what lies ahead, that is the AFM paper with the 1.5 days study strategy, resources, etc. that you can refer. So the first thing, your FR paper, from a general overview, I would say that the paper appeared to be between the easy to moderate scale, where you would have a lot of questions which you would see are familiar. There are some adjustments which were different. There was a bit more theory, case-based questions as compared to the general paper, but the paper in general in terms of its content was similar to the earlier FR papers as well. But the thing that kind of strikes out in every FR paper, and unfortunately in this one as well, it is a 3.5 hour paper probably packed into a 3 hour paper, and as a result it appears, I mean, students generally felt it is a lot lengthier. I mean, to be honest, when you see the paper you don't really realize it, but this is based on student feedback that it was a little lengthy, and you can probably take this understanding into the other papers as well, like AFM as well. Usually AFM does not come as lengthy a paper, but ensure that you keep a tab on your time if FR kind of you could not complete your entire paper. So before we go into AFM, don't go into these predictions. I've received messages where people now are saying that if FR is, let's say, relatively easy, AFM might be difficult. It does not work that way. There have been umpteen attempts where both have been easy, both have been difficult, one has been easy, one has been difficult. So don't do those trend analysis. Focus these 1.5 days in what is there in your control, and what is there in your control is this next, I would say, around 20-25 hours effectively that you have to kind of study. So how do we utilize that to the maximum? I would suggest that when you look at AFM, unlike FR where you would have done a lot of questions, AFM you will not have as much time to complete those questions. Trust me. You have to kind of be a little faster the moment you start. Focus a lot more on the important and the LDR questions. We have shared the questions earlier as well. I will share the link to those questions again on the Telegram channel, or if you have another list of LDR questions, ensure that you focus more on that, because if you sit to do all the questions, because that is what you are habituated, you have this FOMO of missing out certain questions, but remember you have barely 24. I mean, effectively, if you look at the number of hours, you will study probably 12 to 14 hours at max. Today, let's say another 5 to 6 hours. Later on the exam day, another 5 to 6 hours. So you don't have more than 20 to 25 hours effectively. And in that, to expect to do so many questions is out and out impossible. It is very common that what we see in an AFM paper is by second half tomorrow, a lot of students kind of realize that a lot of stuff is remaining. You don't want to get into that position, and the only way you do that is you manage the time and the speed from the initial sense. It is absolutely fine if you don't do all the questions. It is important that you do the important and the LDR questions. If there are certain questions where you mark the adjustments, just refer those adjustments and proceed further. Do I need to sit and solve each and every question over here? Forget each and every important questions. I would say no. You can scribble around, you can read through, you don't have the time to solve it. So ensure that you, FR is a difficult paper to complete. AFM is a difficult paper to revise before the exam, because you have just 1.5 days. So keep that into your mind. Now, how do you start? I preferably prefer to start in the same sequence. That is, I would, after your FR paper today, get into the grind. I will start with valuation and mergers. To be honest, it again depends on the type of paper and your mental state of mind right now. If you are in a good state of mind, go on into security valuation and jump into that. It's a fairly big chapter, but try to, it's a subset of 3 chapters, right? There is bonds, equity, other miscellaneous things. If you kind of feel a little disoriented after the FR paper, pick up something which is easy. Pick up something that will get you into the flow, something like a mutual fund, something like risk management, which can get into the flow, and then you pick up the bigger chapter. But this is, you get into the play really fast. Okay, so over here you start with security valuation. I would give probably 3 hours at least to this chapter. And I've also mentioned the focus areas over here that you can focus on, like in bonds you have the duration, the free cash flow, in the miscellaneous section the convertibles that you should focus on. I'll let you read all of this. I'll share this on the Telegram channel as well, and all the other past playlist resources that you can possibly refer. Again, to be honest, you don't have the time to review and refer all the revision videos at this point in time for AFM. You need to do as much as self preparation as possible. So if you're getting stuck somewhere, then you refer the revision videos, to be honest, at this point. Sorry, I think we lost the recording in the middle. So if you're getting lost, then I'm sorry again. Then you can review the revision video. Otherwise, you can kind of just go ahead and do your self preparation. So on the first day, let us finish security valuation and mergers. Then tomorrow morning, with a fresh mind, I want you to pick up one of those heavyweights, like either the foreign exchange or the derivatives type of a chapter. So you pick up foreign exchange, dedicate a good 4 hours for it. Again, you are considering that you're doing only the important and LDR questions over here. The concepts you'll review everything, but the sums you'll do the important LDR ones, then followed by international financial management. After that, you pick up portfolio, mutual funds and risk management. All of these are interrelated. And then you do derivatives and interest rate and capital budgeting at the latter half of the day. Capital budgeting I've kept deliberately at a little end because it is very calculative, so you can just review the adjustments and you can proceed further if you are running short on time. Now this is quite important. When you come to theory, we have a theory video. There are 2 videos, one for the core theory chapters like the securitization, startup finance, financial policy and risk management, from which at least 5 to 10, on an average 10 marks will definitely come, and then another video for theories from all the other sections. I would strongly recommend that if you have not done theory, you can review that video. Otherwise, you can just review the compiler and ensure that you focus a good 3 to 4 hours on theory, because theory right now is something that would have been a little ignored in the earlier sense, but this is a point where you kind of step it up, and this will be something that you will have to attempt along with the bigger question. And as a result, it is important that at least you do the securitization, startup finance and financial policy and risk management theory properly, because that will come to at least 5 to 10 marks. And if you know a few points, these are going to be 4 mark questions each, so you can kind of elaborate on those points, at least if you know those points. So this will be something which is important. Ensure that you don't let go of the theory. Don't sit and review new RTPs and do not do that. Don't do a post-mortem of your FR paper. Whatever is done is done. Focus more on your AFM, and you take this understanding further as well. Don't do trend analysis which tell you that this paper will be difficult or easy. No one knows that. Your preparation is something that counts the most. Wish you all the very best. Do well and take care.